Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack. I saw people talking about this one. I just going to share you my 5 cents opinion when we laugh at this moron. We're going to laugh a lot while we read this piece of article. So this is from Brian Francis. And looking at the image, you can clearly see the soiling face he has. So why don't we start with what this fucking idiot posted out here? So the deprofessionalization of video games was on full display at PAX East. So yeah, video games are going back where they started and they are succeeding, while the quote unquote professionalism, yeah, well, you know how they call it nowadays? We call it AAA slop. So PAX East felt like a warning. Explosively successful games by solo devs and small teams are great, but it could be led to the a dearth of vital specialists to a dirt. So, what's the fucking problem? Alright, it's because you're one of them. Or quote unquote specialist. Yeah, that's what they call it now, parasites. Even among developers, management, and the marketing department are all bloat. They spend so much fucking money on the marketing department that even you will call it, hey, where all that money went? It could have gone to the development team to keep them up. Nah, well, I'm jumping to conclusions early. Let's read what we have here. So, at DICE and GDC this year, I heard a talk of a trend in a game development that sent a chill down my spine. Deprofessionalization, as 816's marketing partner Ryan Kirigney defines it. Deprofessionalization is a phenomenon driven by a overperformance of older titles. Translation is when you have games that, even if they were mid or slop to those standards of the past, are glorious to what we have now and costed even less to produce and sell and to get access to. But well, let's continue on reading. Particularly free to play live service games. Large studios struggling to drive sales and the outsized success of some solo developers and small teams. Yeah, they're mopping the floor with AAA with these fucking big budgets. Yeah. The, these three forces, he argues, will combine to drive career professionalism from the traditional professionalized side of the games industry. I see that as a fucking good thing, even just like we have seen with many legacy developers. One of the best examples, Cliff Blesinski and David Gaffey from God of War. Those two are the most notorious examples when someone that, well, it started big in the professional environment and they try to do their stuff outside, capitalizing upside success. Look what they did. Not even Microsoft wants Blasinski back. So everyone even is mocking the hell out of Jaffe. To continue on, some of these people will decide to go indie. He continues. Others will leave gaming altogether. It's already happening. Even the ones that we know that we wish they would let gaming alone and try to sign a contract to work at a gas station, even if they are capable. Well, there is that they even the older people that did the industry good back in the PS2 era already left for the most part. And continue on. And between there's vast spectrum of irregular working arrangements available. Yeah, if the irregular work for indie games, we are seeing what is the success in all of that. So from the looks of it, this fucker is like trying to say that we want to have a job in this industry, a secure job. But how the fuck did you even achieve that when it's not even sustainable anymore, considering all those parasites we ranted why the video games suck? The wokeness, the monetization, the uninspiring, the even the declining quality on physics, gameplay, mechanics, engagement, art, design, writing. Indies are mopping the floor, and some double A that they are starting indie and trying to achieve double A standards, or should I say redefining it, like Expedition 33, they they are the ones taking all the money. So continue on. Is this trend real? I sure felt so at PAX A is to of current year. It's not secret that the COVID-19 pandemic led to many game companies decamping from expo floors. Yeah, and they realize, hey, we are wasting less money on these expos. That's why E3 died. Could continue on. Rotating to either all online promotion or in a person community made up structured around intermittent panels. Gone are the days where a chunk of the development team can get one-on-one FaceTime with players. You can interact with them on live easier. Even with the person is a chore. It costs money to you to stay there in that expo and that player also, the customer. Unless or even you know at this point I could organize something if I was something about video games. You know, even if I'm a low person among all the competition, even if I try to say that, you know what, I'm going to try to organize this one at the garage of my house. The one that really wants to hear me talk about what I'm promoting, sure, can go ahead. Going back to the garage, even some video games were born as a hobby back in the garage of the developers' parents. Continue on. Shifting supply and demand have simply moved where marketing takes place. Even I have seen so many indie developers showing their stuff. We have seen that one that dunked on Askrid Shadows with the way how that female bunny ninja or samurai is cutting off the bamboo. And then I saw that this was like a Lolita side game, hack and slash. Gothic side. Yeah, I think even I can find it on Twitter. Let me check. Yeah, this one. Even to the point that now outlets like Automaton are talking about it. So indie games can be advertised on social media, and the best platform right now is X and YouTube. For all the flaws on YouTube, yeah, this one is the best one to advertise this game. YouTubers that talk about these topics are the best example of free advertisement because it speaks for itself. If it has something that people likes and enjoys, and they want to see more, they will support it. They'll start talking about it. And if that game at least has a consistent fan base and people willing to support them, it's the key of success. Not necessarily even has to sell full millions and trillions of copies like these fucking people like corpos need to, just to sustain the investment because they dumped a lot of fucking money in blood. Not on the development. All the development we have seen is has stagnated, or in fact it has decreased. They provide less content. They over recycle to the point that it's not even funny to play that shit anymore. Only to cut corners while they are dumping it. All of these apparently artists, all of these management, all these executives. Yeah, this fucker is trying to call it like, yeah, this is a bad thing that all the legacy ways are going away, are finally being destroyed. I want that fucking poison toxic environment to go away because with that way we could have more and more good stuff. But well, let's continue on because haven't finished this article yet. But something else lurked under the surface. Notable studios like Behavior Interactive and Funcom had classic boat shops on the show floor. The Boulder Digital, one of the ones that supported Anita Sarkeesian, never forget that, had maybe the tallest booth on display, but it was only using it to showcase three games: Mario Punk, Monster Train 2, and Botsu. The bulk of the remaining space was taken up by small publishers and game studios. Even I want to tell you to those publishers, you know what? Ah man, no. Is there those fucking publishers that really want to try to have the investors' money? Yeah, fuck them. Wandering through these booths, I found a mix of truly excellent and inspiring games. My example, I found this one inspiring and only needed to have it on my feed on social media. But well, go on. But also I find myself bubbling with frustration. Fear of the developers on this place were working on teams larger than three people. Stardew Valley was just one person. Hell, I even think this one is only one person and is doing it on Unreal Engine. They talked about publishers wanting even more expensive offerings as a part of their pitch deck. What? No, man. Those indie developers, no, do not sell yourselves to those publishers. They are going to steal your stuff. They are going to milk you for all what is worth of you and ditch you like a tissue and throwing you into dumpster because that's the only thing that these publishers only serve now. We'll continue on. Short-term contractors seem to be the best way to plug gaps. Why did I feel like so proper businesses were fighting to get their games in front of players at PAX? They want to advertise themselves, but they did the branding and doing it here. You can do it on social media. How many times I have to switch between two tabs? If people have something they like to see, again, social media is the best way. Or it's because you don't have confidence in what you're offering. Maybe because it is from the West and they're showing the indie slap. Yeah, I could kinda understand it. Well, anyway, continue on. Speaking with Rigney and other developers, I sensed that quote-unquote deprofessionalization isn't just a catchy phrase to describe demand-side economics in game industry hiring. It's a frustrating reality that may be undervalued games from big and small teams alike. Well, I got news for you. Undervalue the games? The, these corpos and those teams that sold themselves to publishers, they did this to themselves. From all of this time from AAA, yeah, they already did this to themselves. So this fuck is only bitching through this article is a cry for desperation. So deprofessionalization is built on the back of the devaluing labor. Rigney offered some instant nuance on his quote-unquote deprofessionalization theory. In an email exchange we had before PAX, he predicted that marketing roles at studios would be the quote-unquote affairs on the chopping block, following by roles that seem repressible to management even if they are not. Oh, since we're talking about management and marketing, yeah, they are going to be the first one because they are useless pieces of shit. And if you want me to give you an example, a very good one, when do we look at Jaguar? So it started like this for Jaguar. So they abandoned the instinct of the cat that make themselves still alive for all of 2 years. They decided to say, this marketing say proposed to this company, these executives, hey, you need to change your image. If you pay me money, we are going to get you new audience. And you know what those fuckers did? Even if he's not. Oh, here it is. This is what marketing did. Millions and millions of marketing, man. For this fucking crap. How did it end up? Oh, fucking hell. No thanks. Jaguar is firing the ad agency responsible for its much maligned rebrand. This was from the last year. This is from current year. This is how it's going. to even put a fucking EV that looks like a bootleg of the bootleg of a GTA car, or a Sleeping Dogs car, or a Watch Dogs car, and that's a bar so low, man. So yeah, why is this pointing that this is? I will have sympathy for them. And you're talking about, oh, poor people. They should have a security to keep their jobs. For what? They are fucking bluff. They even destroy it themselves. They help it to even ruin companies. Not only the woke developers. Those fuckers speed up all these fucking collapse. But well, continue on. This is in quotes. The winners will be creative renegades. I'm talking about the people making work that would have never gotten green light at one of these bigger publishers in the first place. And that's why they're fucking succeed. Or at least they are finding moderate succeed. If you're someone that did a gain at $0, 0 pesos, 0 shekels, 0 yens, but you at least just sell yourself a couple of, if not some thousands of copies, man, at least you got yourself your money worth it. Or someone just because people are highlighting it, they end up selling so fucking well that the developers ended up getting rich. Look at the developers of Me Site. Two Russian developers with fucking with the jokes that been running. That one did zero money on the budget, and they are fucking millionaires, even if they're not talking about their gain anymore, only because of the hype of, and because what they offer it. They hit success, they made themselves money, and they can either continue making new stuff or at least rethinking their options. With AAA, you don't have even that same way. Even when developers that have the idea, you know what, why don't we do the same stuff that we did in the past? Look, even I have some concept designs here. Yeah, and we have even the estimated times to achieve the full development. If you at least give us the green light, man, you could we could make some money. What do those executives do? No. In fact, you're fucking fired. Why? Why are you? How are you talk to me? Who you think you are to talk to me? And you don't wonder why they're fucking dog shit. It's like, what this fucker is the funny things. Some of these creatives will start their own studio or a double inside projects. This is only creative industry on the planet where one person can make 100 million making something by themselves. Yeah, and that one that this fucker was speaking to. Yeah, it was. He's right. Miside is an example. Stardew Valley is an example. Many indies are an example of that. The only thing they need is to create something that someone will enjoy. And something important to say with all of this saying, even if your game is not woke, but for the eyes of the people looks woke, you are setting yourself to failure. Keep that in mind. But at least if you say, you know what, some good looking waifus there, by all fucking means. And I switch it this with this that many times that it crashed. Alright, he's back here again. Seriously. Yeah, the indies, I encourage indies to succeed. If you are listening to this video, you have an idea. Even you can start doing something. No, even nowadays with the game engines, they are doing everyone's favor. To even if you are not a good at code or you don't know nothing about coding of development, you can start reading the documentation, and little by little, just if you have that idea and you start tracing what it is that would you like to make, and it is an achievable time because yeah, I know development for video games takes a lot of time. But even with what I said, play your cards, do your research, and you succeed. And there is a market ready for you to support you if you do things right. Well, we are at the hell of the article. Let's continue on. That held up in my survey of the games booting at PAX. The developers or my company at CAD Secretary had some of the largest teams on the floor of about 6 people. In the publisher, Playism was showing all of a number excellent looking games like Mind Diver and Breakers 3. Executive producer Shunji Mizutani told me that the average team size the company is looking to back is around 1-3 developers, though he said it's not a hard and fast rule. My favorite game I saw was with Harvest Shadows. It is being developed by the First Street solo developer David Winley. Winley explained that he's hiring a contract coder to help with this then system design fueling the quote unquote farming part of his quote unquote horror farming simulator. The story was the same everywhere. I went solo devs, two-person teams, and publisher fishing for low-budget indie hits where we talk to the shows. Don't listen to those publishers. And probably those developers they are looking for someone with talent to help them out. Hey, Juson, we are transparent here. We need this job done and only one time job. And if that person develops, yeah, I hope those developers keeps them as a talent if they are trustworthy. So continue on. I want to be clear here. No one I spot with past access should feel quote unquote obligated to give anyone a job. There are small teams making the most of limited resources and its acceleration in game development technology that's made so possible. What feels wrong is how people seem to benefit from this status quo. And this is why everyone was laughing their ass off when they were reading this article. This fucker says, but what about the other ones? What about the bloat? What about the parasites? What about me? We were betrayed by AAA many times. We were spit in the face. We were told that our beloved franchise, is not for you anymore. It's for the mother audience. They bitched to our faces. They were copying and sitting on why we were not supporting them anymore. Seriously, what is wrong with this moron? At this point, even I just going to skip some parts of it because I know you probably are just tired of this. Who gets left behind in a world mainly filled with small things? The blood is being left behind. Deprofessionalization needed to happen because at this point, just like what I rant about the left when they love to change definitions, you know how they want to redefine definitions of established words. Professionalism for Triple A is just being a fucking far left lunatic with a modern audience in mind and far sniffing yourself, thinking that you're going to make all the money selling slop to those customers that they don't want your slop, thinking they're even customers in the first place, and insulting them to no end to buy your stuff and be also insulted on why you were failing in the fucking first place. This is what it is. Even this fucking moron, my facts is validating my FIFA. Three professions are especially vulnerable in this deprofessionalizing world. Artists, writers, and those working in the game audio or music. That's fucking cope. Artists, writers, and music artists, they are on their way on India and they are the ones taking the attention. They are standing out among the sea of probably nobodies that work on the triple industry or nobodies that think that the modern audience is the correct way to cater to customers. Seriously, I switched it many times across this time. This is the best example of why this industry deserves to fail. And even this moron is even fear mongering about AI. Enthusiasm for AI generated assets that look like dog shit. At this point, you can clearly see the fucking mentality this moron has. That's why I was laughing my ass off at this fucking retard pieces of shit. That probably he's going to be lying on a corner when he can't pay rent anymore because the industry that he helped to destroy is collapsing. Or maybe because of nepotism he got in that position in the first place. But here's that. So yeah, how many times we have seen the same argument that everyone at this point is agreeing that AAA deserves its collapse. They did this to themselves. They don't deserve our money. Indies that are willing to give us what we want are the only ones that deserve our support. If they do things right, they deserve to support and respect for giving us that. At least that's the way how I see it. Because at 10 of 10, hey, it's a product, I'm making this product. If you are interested, I'm selling it to you. Oh, what do you offer? Oh, this one, this lolly in a goric Lolita with a side, and it's a hack and slash game. Okay, I'm interested. Oh, this is a racing game. Oh, it's based on like a part of Tokyo, and it's like inspiration from the One Gun Midnight organization. I taken inspiration and even from older games. Look, even I have these mechanics. With this racing video game, you can engine swap, you can customize the body kits, the interiors, you can add very good stylized paint jobs. Oh, with these mechanics, we have this progression. Okay, I'm sold. Oh, I have this first person shooter. We are doing this with these mechanics. We have setting them in this environment, and we also add in a cooperative mode, and we are in a survival mode. We are in also this mode. We have it, and it looks with these graphics, it's stylized graphics. Okay, I'm sold. You don't have, if you as an indie, you don't even have to reinvent the wheel. You only need to do a research to see what you enjoy that someone will actually enjoy. Try to do it based on that idea and try it. Fucking try it. But you don't necessarily need to dedicate your full time doing that. You can go back in the days when some developers, like I said, they were doing this back in the days at the garage of their parents, dedicating a few hours a day and always having where it is consistent, and you'll succeed. Fuck this legacy industry. They deserve to fail. They are a fucking blood. They are just a blood drain of money and resources. This is what happens when you don't even keep these morons. But at least I hope the indie developers learned also this lesson. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.